The Spanish government does not have exact numbers of Ukrainian refugees arriving in Spain. Many of them have family ties in the country and use this network to find support. The European Union's response to the Ukrainian refugees is very different from that to the refugee influx that followed the Syrian conflict. This time, the EU member states have decided to activate a law that will allow Ukrainians to get residence permits for at least 1 year. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has called for an agreement among Spain's regions to deal with the humanitarian crisis.
Un acuerdo para que organicemos la solidaridad.
An agreement for us is to collaborate and cooperate in accommodating refugees that Spain is already receiving, like many other countries, in the face of the greatest humanitarian crisis that Europe is experiencing since the Second World War. There are already 3 million displaced people.
Since the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, more than 100,000 Ukrainians have made Spain their home. Those coming now seek the support of relatives in the country, especially in towns such as Gisona in northeast Spain, where 1 in 7 inhabitants is Ukrainian. The government has made arrangements for children to attend schools.
Catalonia has already established the protocols for the incorporation of these boys and girls into ordinary schools, and at this moment they are already attending.
Tetiana Miakotina has come with her son to see a doctor. They arrived after a 10-day drive from Kyiv, having fled the capital after hearing the first bombardments.
When we
traveled through the territory of Ukraine, we passed many checkpoints. At all control points, they were verifying documentation, and so our trip was very long. We spent the nights in hidden places because of many bombings. During these nights, we were with the children in underground places, hidden from the bombing.
Her husband remains in Kyiv because of a government order that prevents men between 18 and 60 from leaving Ukraine so they can defend the country. Gisona resident Mykola Grinkiv has turned his cyber cafe into a humanitarian aid warehouse. From there, he organises truck deliveries to Ukraine. He's working to collect essentials such as medicine so that Ukraine can spend more of its resources to buy weapons to defend itself.
They need a lot of military ammunition. What happens is that normal people cannot buy it. Ukraine must do it in agreement between the governments. If we help with medicines, we can release the funds of our government.
Those who arrive can look for work immediately. This is a town with an agricultural cooperative that employs more than 5,000 people and where many Ukrainians already work. For Alfonso Beato in Gisona, Spain, Jon Spier, VOA News.